Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. This is Govardhan Lila. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Guru Maharaj and Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Prabhala Madhuri Dasi here.
Hare Krishna.
All glories to Guru Maharaj and Srila Prabhupada.
Yay! Whose class is it today? Is it Lila Manjari?
This is Lila Manjari.
Hare Krishna, Lila Manjari. How are you?
I'm okay, Mataji. Thank you.
Great.
Okay. So should we get started with the prayers?
Mm-hmm.
Om Ajnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manoham Thapitam Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Tadati Padantikam Mancha Kalpatarubhya Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Nanda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivakadi Saura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Hare Hare Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudirayat Nashtaprayeshu Abhatreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. So I think based on the schedule, I'm supposed to read text 5 and 6 of Canto 3, Chapter 1. Okay. Sut uvacha sa evam rishivaryo ayam prishto ragya parikshita pratyahatam subahu with priti atma shrutatam iti. Sri Suta Goswami said, the great sage Sukadev Goswami was highly experienced and was pleased with the king. Thus being questioned by the king, he said to him, please hear the topics attentively. Sri Sukha Vacha Yada tu rajas swasutan asadhun pushanna dharmena vinashtadrishri Bhratur Vaishtasya Sutan Vibandhun Pravasya Laksha Bhavane Tadaha. Sri Sukadev Goswami said, King Dhritarashtra became blind under the influence of impious desires to nourish his dishonest sons, and thus he set fire to the liquor house to burn his fatherless nephews, the Pandavas. Purport: Dhritarashtra was blind from birth, but his blindness in committing impious activities to support his dishonest sons was a greater blindness than his physical lack of eyesight. The physical lack of sight does not bar one from spiritual progress, but one is blind spiritually. Even though physically fit, the blindness is dangerously detrimental to the progressive path of human life. So that's it to the translations and purport. So most of you, because we read the first cantos, you know about the story of Dhritarashtra. Is there anybody on the call who does not know this story? Who does not know who Dhritarashtra is? Okay, so I think like everyone more or less knows who Dhritarashtra is. So this is based on the reference is being made to the Mahabharata here, and the fallacies of Dhritarashtra, who was the king, are being described here. So as we go further, there will be more elaboration. So tomorrow is Govardhan Lila Mataji's class. I will allow her to speak more about it. But today I was planning to refer back to this topic, and I'm hoping that it will be helpful for everybody. So in the previous verse, Sutta Goswami is describing that Sukadev Goswami is asking Maharaj Parikshit to please hear the topics attentively. So I was just going to focus on this one word, attentively, and maybe like try to play with it a little bit so that it hopefully is helpful for everyone. So I had texted everybody if they have a piece of pen and a piece of paper and pen. Except Manasi Ganga Mataji, you're driving, right? Does everyone else have pen and paper?
Yes.
Okay. So here are a series of questions, and as we go along, like we'll try to see how it all plays out. Okay. So Govardhan Lila Mataji, Manasi Ganga Mataji, Prabala Madri Mataji, Shanti Mataji. Who else is on the call? Rishali, I think I heard Rishali.
Yes, Mataji.
Anybody else on the call with us today? Okay, I think that's it. Okay, the first question is, think of a time in your life when you were completely in love with a person. Okay, it could be anybody, your father, your mother, some special time in your life when you were completely in love with the person. Write 3 words or short sentences to describe how you feel. Does everybody get the question? Let me repeat it one more time, okay? Think of a time in your life when you were completely in love with a person. Write 3 words or short sentences to describe how you felt. Okay, we'll take a minute or two to write this answer to this question. Manasi Ganga Mataji, you can do this mentally. Okay, is everybody done?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. The second question is, think of a time when you were very attentive during chanting japa. And there are 2 parts to this question. Now this is about chanting, okay? How did you feel when you were chanting attentively? And the second, what inspired you to chant attentively? Okay, is everyone done?
Not me.
Okay, so a few more minutes, okay? Mataji, just let me know when you're done, okay?
I'm done.
Done?
I am.
Okay. Okay, Trishali, Mataji, everybody else done?
Yes. Yes, Mataji.
Okay. Okay, the third question is, think of a time when you were very attentive in hearing a lecture. What did you feel? That's part A. Part B is what inspired you to hear attentively.
Can you repeat A again?
Okay. When you heard the lecture attentively, what did you feel?
Okay.
The second part is what inspired you to hear attentively.
I'm done.
Okay, everybody is done. Prabala Mataji, Trishali Mataji,
Yes,
Shanti
Yes,
Mataji.
yes, Mataji.
Okay. So this is question 4. And you just have to write yes or no, okay, to the questions that I ask. When you chant, sometimes, do you drive? Okay, this is number A. Do you drive? Just write it down if it's a yes or a no. Second question. Check your cell phone.
Mataji, a drive in the sense getting divert.
Drive means you're driving a car or something.
Oh, okay.
Or someone else is driving a car and you are sitting next to them.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Sometimes.
okay.
Mataji,
You don't have to.
Mataji, I got disconnected. Is there a chance you can repeat the question or whatever the last 2 minutes?
Yes, Mataji. So this is the fourth question. When you chant, sometimes, do you drive? That's the first question. You just have to answer yes or no. This is just for you, not to share with anybody else, okay? Second question is, check your cell phone. Third, browse the internet. Fourth, talk to your friend, spouse, or children. 5, fall asleep. 6, plan your day. 7th, or the last one, is find fault with life, devotees, etc. Okay, it's just yes or no. That's all you have to write. Okay, and the fifth question is,
Mataji, what's the sixth one you said?
the sixth one I said is plan your day.
Okay.
And the seventh one is find fault with life, devotees, etc.
Mm-hmm.
Should I move on to the next question?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay. The next question is, when you are listening to Srimad Bhagavatam class, okay, do you sometimes send text messages? That's the first question. Second one is work on the computer. Third is browse the internet. Fourth is cook. And fifth is talk to other devotees. Okay, is everybody done?
Yes,
Yeah.
Mataji.
Okay. Okay, so this is the sixth question, okay? This is the last before we move on. Think of a time in your life when you felt neglected in a relationship.
Neglected in a relationship.
How did you feel? Describe in 3 words or sentences. Okay, Mataji, just let me know when you're done, okay?
I'm done, Mataji.
Done.
Done? Prabhala Mataji, are you ready? Done?
Yes, Mataji.
I'm done.
Okay. Okay. So it's up to you guys. If you don't have to describe the circumstances, but you can express the 3 words or short sentences that you wrote for question number 1. The time in your life when you were completely in love with the person. Any volunteers?
I would say I was happy. I felt happy all the time, unaffected by small problems, overwhelmed with joy.
Yes, Mataji. Thank you so much. Anyone else who would like to share?
I can say, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
I felt very grateful and felt like I had so much of caring and love that I received from them.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Mataji. Anyone else? Rishali or Manasi Ganga Mataji?
Yes, Mataji, we feel like it's like we have everything in the world.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Mataji. Very nice way of describing it. Mm-hmm. Manasi Ganga Mataji, would you like to say anything?
As usual, I misheard the question, but on the cuff, I'll say that I think that if I was in the time that I was totally in love, I was unaffected by other things that were negative in my life, joyful, and felt like whatever goal I had, I could. That there weren't like impediments to what I wanted to do. That's how it made me feel.
Yes, Mataji. Thank you so much for sharing. So now let's go to question number 6. The time when you felt neglected in a relationship. Could you, like, if you feel inspired, you could even like describe the situation, but it's totally up to you, or just the words.
I would say I felt worthless. I felt inadequate, and I had self-loathing.
What is that?
Self-hatred, self-loathing. I didn't like myself.
Yes, Mataji. Anyone else would like to share how they felt?
Mataji, I actually usually get blocked in such situations, but during such situations, I would say 99% I would be blocked, and 1% it will be like there will be something good in it which I can't see right now, but will come to know later on. This happens.
Prabhala Mataji, would you like to share?
Actually, when you asked this question, I was trying to remember situations like that, but somehow
you don't have such situations in your life, right?
That's how I feel, Mataji. Yeah.
You're the lucky one, Mataji.
Or I don't know, maybe I couldn't even recognize that I was in that situation. Or at least nothing came to my mind when you said that question, Mataji.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you are the most lucky one, Mataji. Manasi Ganga Mataji or Shanti Mataji, would you like to say something? Shanti Mataji didn't speak at all.
So Mataji, I just walked in. Could you repeat which question we're doing right now?
Oh, we are doing question number 6. Like when you felt neglected in a relationship, how did you feel?
So I would, when I felt neglected, I would do some self-reflection and try to understand if I had done something that would cause a person to not attend to me. What else? How would I feel? I felt like maybe I needed to make adjustments to what my expectations were. And if I felt neglected, maybe trying to understand maybe how I presented myself and in the situation with that person, and then maybe even generalize it, wondering if that's, if I did something with that person, well, now I need to generalize and kind of understand better how I'm presenting myself. I guess putting some of the, I think right now that like if someone neglects or feeling neglected, it's 2 ways. I guess understanding that there's something going on in that person's life, but then trying to work on my own piece as well. I don't know if I'm making myself understood.
Yeah, it makes sense, Manasi. Yeah, thank you for sharing. So, actually, the whole purpose of the exercise, which I felt, could be relevant for all of us, and especially I was thinking about myself, is I heard from Chandramauli Maharaj, and it made a lot of sense. He said that love means attention. So he gave this example that, there could be a room filled with people. But if the mother is in love with her child, her whole attention is on the child, although there may be many other people in the room. So, and I felt, sometimes I get so lost in my own mind and in my own thoughts that, one of my friends, she once asked me, like, Lila Manjari, are you still with us, or are you in some, it feels as if you're in some other world. So, these kind of things happen to me, and it might be happening to others to some level, or it may not be happening at all for people like Prabhala Madhuri Mataji. Right, Prabhala Madhuri Mataji?
I don't know, Mataji. Maybe I might be in ignorance also. People are neglecting me.
No, but the whole point is that, like, sometimes these kind of things happen to us, that we are there, but our attention is somewhere else. Mm-hmm. And it could happen for a variety of reasons. Like Manasi Ganga Mataji was telling, like, there might be something going on in their life, and there could be something going on in my life, and how am I presenting myself?
Yeah.
So The whole idea of Krishna consciousness, once Govardhan Lila Manjari shared with me, her spiritual master told her, fall in love with Krishna. The whole spectrum of Krishna consciousness, everything that we are doing is so that we fall in love with Krishna. And, when we fall in love with somebody, I'm sure it is very, very special if we can fall in love with Krishna. But when we fall in love with somebody, it's usually their happy feelings. The responses that we got were, I was feeling grateful. I was feeling I had everything in the world. I was totally unaffected by other things. I was happy. Actually what I wrote is, I wanted to be with the person. I wanted to be with him. And I was happy and I enjoyed the company of the person. So that's what I wrote. So this is what is desired goal of Krishna consciousness. We want to be with Krishna. We want to enjoy with Krishna. We want to be happy with Krishna. We feel we have everything in the world. And Prabhupada and other acharyas described that the biggest problem of why we are in this material world is that we have turned our attention away from Krishna. Now again, it might not be with Prabhala Mantri Mataji, but with everybody else. So the process that we are following, hearing and chanting and performing deity worship and other things, is to somehow bring our attention back to Krishna. Because once we bring our attention back to Krishna, we feel happy. Some of us may have felt, but it may not have lasted too long, or it may have lasted too long. So that's the whole idea. And I wanted to read a little bit about how Prabhupada describes this. He doesn't speak so much about love, but he does describe about how to hear and chant. Okay? So now he's talking about, someone asked Prabhupada, this is the question, how to hear with attention. Prabhupada, then how can I explain? He laughs. With attention, don't divert your mind. That is hearing. If your mind goes away, then bring it back again. Just like in a class, the teacher says, he says attention. So attention, with attention, mind shall not go otherwise. This can be practiced. Abhyasa yoga yuktena chetasa nanya gamina. Those who have practiced, one who has practiced how to control the mind, not to go outside, but here, that is attentive. So our mind is very restless. So mind tries to go. Suppose I'm speaking and you are hearing, the mind is somewhere. That is, ordinarily there is such difficulty. But we have to bring back the mind again. Suppose I'm sitting here for hearing, but my mind has gone to the store. So we have to bring back the mind from the store again to this apartment. This has to be practiced. This mind will create disturbances like that. He makes noise. Prabhupada makes noise. That is called meditation. That is called yoga, to control the mind from all other subject matters and concentrate it on the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is called yoga. Yoga means linking. The mind goes away, bring it back again. Just like your child goes away, you bring him back at home. Similarly, the mind is restless. So by practicing, when we feel interest. So Prabhupada is talking about the restless mind and how to bring it back, to bring attention. And this is another quote from a lecture at Harvard University Divinity School in Cambridge. Sometimes teachers say to students, do it conscientiously, with attention, with our full attention. When our full attention is there, full absorption, full concentration of the mind, that is consciousness. And he's talking here about how to chant. Prabhupada. This is a devotee talking. Prabhupada, when we first got to chant Hare Krishna, a way to concentrate is just to concentrate on the vibration. Should we strive for ... Prabhupada. No, concentrate on the vibration. Simply hear. It is very easy. If I say Hare, you can hear, even without concentration. It is so easy. Devotee. But, Prabhupada, but, if you hear attentively, that is required. Devotee. Should we try to progress from that stage, or should we just... Prabhupada. The progress is that you have to avoid the 10 kinds of offenses. That is progress. And the 10 kinds of offenses can be avoided if you chant and hear also at the same time. That is yoga. That means your mind and your all senses are concentrated. And that is samadhi. You chant Hare Krishna and hear also Hare Krishna. This is the process. Not that you are chanting Hare Krishna mechanically, but you are hearing something else. That is inattention. That is offense. It will take some time. If you chant offenselessly, then it will take some time. Now this is another Srimad Bhagavatam lecture. So here also Bhagavata says, Tasmat Eka Manasa. With your one attention, Tasmat Eka Manasa, Bhagavan Satvatam Pati. You have to fix your mind on the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Satvatam Pati, the master of the devotees, which is Bhagavan. And this is another one in a room conversation. Prabhupada says, then what is the use of sitting if you don't control your attention? Then you are simply wasting time. Why do you come? That is understood. When you come to hear, that means you must hear with attention. But this is a concession, that even if you don't hear with attention, you become purified. But if you do it, it is very nice. You make progress. You get results very quickly. So, that was some words from Prabhupada, and I just wanted to practice more so that and discuss more about attention, so that together we can all feel more inspired to be attentive when hearing and chanting. Anyone would like to say something? Or can you think of ways to improve your hearing and chanting? Maybe speak about that a little bit.
Mataji, if you ask the question, when do you hear attentively? Do you know what I wrote?
Yeah.
Can you guess?
No.
I guessed it.
No.
What I wrote is when I need to give a Srimad Bhagavatam class. That day I will hear it very, very attentively, Mataji.
Actually, I did not write, I did not collect too many quotes. But one of the places Prabhupada says that the result of attentive hearing is that you would want to speak about it. And I think it works both ways. When you have to speak, you hear more attentively.
Yeah, but thank you, Lila Manjari Mataji. It's such a nice exercise, actually. I'm able to clearly see how my spiritual chanting and hearing is with this small exercise, actually. There is lot that I need to improve.
Mataji, but you're not feeling neglected in a relationship, so...
No, I thought that I would be in ignorant condition, Mataji.
I'm just joking, Mataji. Yeah.
No, Mataji, what I've been noticing lately, I mean, I don't even know, it might sound very silly, but sometimes I have to change the way I'm chanting the sound, because it's just like let's say you listen to a song that you really like, and you hear this tune and it's very catchy, and you catch yourself repeating that tune in your head all day long. It has to sound a certain way. It has to resonate with you in a certain way, and then you enjoyed it, like it becomes part of you and you want to hear it all the time. And I was kind of using that as an analogy when I'm chanting the Maha Mantra now, because I've had so many, if I go too fast, I mess everything up. Okay, if I chant too quickly, I might skip a syllable, and and I mess up the whole thing. But I'm like experimenting with the pitch, and when I chant at a certain pitch that sounds like a catchy tune to me almost, and it's really melodious and beautiful, then I can get into that sound vibration. I don't know if that makes sense, but it helps me to concentrate. And like it's almost like a catchy tune that I just fell in love with, And so I try to find that sound, that vibration, where it is when I'm chanting that sounds that way to me, beautiful like that. And if I can stay on that pitch, I can stay concentrated, because it's something pleasurable that I'm going to remember. That, like, it's just like when I hear a really good kirtan. I like the way my Guru Maharaj does kirtan. It doesn't have to be, the best singer in the world or anything. But when he does it, there's a certain sound vibration that he enters into, and I can't stop dancing. I just can't stop. I guess that's something that's really been, I've been working on that, and it's been helping me to stay focused in that one vibration.
Yes, Mataji. Rupa Goswami says, Yena tena prakarena mana Krishna niveshayat. So it doesn't matter this way or that way or any other way, as long as your mind is mind is going towards Krishna. That's the best thing in Krishna consciousness. So whatever works for you, and thank you for sharing, because then we maybe like others can also try to experiment with that and see if that works for them.
I went to a holy name festival, and one of the exercises was we were asked to chant in front of a devotee, and then that person was supposed to chant to in front of us the Maha Mantra, and the idea was that Krishna's listening to us. And so, kind of related to what Govardhan Lila said, is that not necessarily so that I remember it, but at times, like I will also like work on. I don't know if it's called pitch, like she was saying, but trying to make when I'm chanting something that I'm understanding that Krishna's hearing, and knowing that he's the audience of my chanting, that he's there, that he's hearing my call. Like at times I will try to foster or cultivate a feeling of maybe dependence, and I can even hear it in my voice, or maybe thankfulness or happiness that, he's there, when I call him. So like almost to try to, and it's kind of like it's like a cycle. Like I'll try to cultivate that mood within myself, and then I try, it comes out of my voice, and then I'm hearing it, and it kind of like, it intensifies it. So, so just understanding that when I'm chanting, I'm not just saying those words, but that there's an audience, and there's so many different moods that one can be like calling out to Krishna with, and knowing that, that I want to have a relationship with him. And to have a relationship, it's not just like, we don't talk to our family or to our friends, just like without any emotion. Like, if we're thinking of a topic and it makes us happy or it makes us sad, it's going to be reflected in our voice itself. And the knowing that Krishna's there, and that, just that he's hearing, and that, if I'm trying to cultivate a certain mood, at times, that will appear in my voice, and I don't know, I keep on saying the same thing, I'm sorry, but I just, anyway, that's what I wanted to share.
Actually, it's a very nice point, Mataji, because Prabhupada said that, when you chant, you are chanting to Srimati Radharani, oh my Lord, oh energy of the Lord, please engage me in your service. So that's the mood, like of a child calling to his mother.
Right. So dependence, or even, I do it in other moods too. Is that the only mood that we should be fostering as we chant? I believe that, like, just being happy that Krishna is making himself available, like happiness or other moods as well. Or is that the only one we hear Prabhupada talk about that, but I didn't know that it needed to be limited to that.
No, Mataji, again the same thing. Yena tena prakarena mana Krishna niveshayat. Do anything so that you can think of Krishna. So,
okay.
If anyone else wants to say something, Rishali Mataji, Shanti Mataji.
It was good exercise, Mataji. Will help me to put my attention more towards chanting.
Yeah, thank you, Mataji. Rishali Mataji, I like to chant with you, because you just keep going with your chanting, and I'm thinking, like, why am I stopping and thinking about the whole world? Let me chant with her.
No, Mataji, it comes
really
to
helps
me also, especially if I chant afternoon, it's too much of diversions. But when I chant with all of you, so it is better in the morning than what I chant in afternoon. Far better actually in the morning. And I feel I go very fast. I don't know. I think you can suggest me. Do I need to slow down a little bit? I don't know.
I don't think so. I hear your chanting and the syllables are very clear. So there is, I don't think that we need to slow down.
Okay, Mataji. Okay, thank you.
Shanti Mataji, would you like to say something? Are you still with us? Are you still attentive to us?
Sorry, Mataji, can you say one more time? No, because I put on speaker and accidentally I pressed without non-speaker, so that's why.
Okay, Mataji, now I feel neglected.
No, I wasn't neglected. Because when you asked me, I was trying to unmute. Accidentally, I pressed the speaker one. So that's all.
Okay, Mataji, I'm just joking with you. Would you like to say anything?
About what? Chanting?
About anything?
No, Mataji, I'm just listening. I don't need to say anything. It was nice exercise, but I could not, participate. So that's the sad part. So that's all I want to say.
Mm. Okay, Mataji, maybe I'll send you the questions if you ever find time. Then maybe you can.
Yeah. It would be nice. Yeah, you can send me the.
I'll send it to everybody.
Yeah, you can send me questions.
Yeah. Did everybody who is there get a chance to speak? Or did we miss out on someone? Is there anyone else who didn't get the chance to speak? We had Govardhan Lila Mataji, Manasi Ganga Mataji, Rishali Mataji, Prabla Mataji, Shanti Mataji. Did anyone else join? Okay, I think, that's all we have. But actually, I wanted to hear the answer to this one question. Maybe we can keep it short, but what was the time when you chanted very attentively, and what did you feel? Would anybody feel inspired to share?
When I was chanting attentively?
Very attentively, yeah.
Okay.
That was question number 2, I believe. 2.
Mm-hmm.
Mataji, what is that? When you attentively chanting, or how you feel?
Yeah, a point of time in your life when you were chanting very attentively.
Okay.
How did you feel?
I think it's, I will share this. I felt Hari name is so sweet. So sweet, so relishing, you just don't want to take off your attention from that. That's what I felt.
I felt high on the sound vibration. They say, oh, you get high on drugs. No, I got high on the sound vibration of the Lord. And I don't know what the word is, but I don't know if it's blissful, I could say. Blissful.
Mataji, I feel more connected with the God, as if like Krishna is listening to our chanting. I feel whenever I chant attentively, it's more. I feel connection.
Yeah, thank you, Govardhan Lila Mataji and Rishali Mataji, for sharing. Anyone else would like to share?
Yeah, I think that. Oh, go ahead, Mataji.
No, go ahead, Mataji, please.
No, you go.
Okay. Actually, I tried to remember when I chanted attentively, because mostly my chanting is like all deviated. And then I remembered one time, Mataji, when I was in Portland, that is like 10 years ago. That time, one day, I really chanted like very, very attentively, and I feel like how Rishali Mataji said, I felt like so connected. And I just kept chanting. I don't know how many rounds I chanted that day, but that was the day I clearly remember till now, and I can say that was my very, very attentive chanting. After that, I don't even remember any attentive chanting in my life so far, I can say. I am trying to be attentive, but my mind is always, oh, come on, you can be attentive a little later, like that. So I'm just still struggling, Mataji, to do attentive chanting. Yeah.
Thank you, Prabla Mataji. Thank you for sharing. Manasi Ganga Mataji.
Yeah, I would say that I felt just a sweetness, just sweetness. I don't know, just a presence, maybe, peaceful, joyful. I mean, so many nice things, and but then it just didn't. It wasn't just during that chanting session. It seemed like it came with me even beyond my chanting. Like I just felt like that day that it was just beautiful. It was beyond just that time, though. I mean, in that time, we talk about bliss and this and that, just sweetness and stuff, but also like it transferred into my day as well, which was very nice.
Yeah, thank you, Mataji. Thank you for sharing. And
Lila Manjari Mataji, what about yourself?
Yes, please, sure.
That day is yet to come in my life.
Oh, please.
No, but I can share of a time when I attempted to chant. I was very desperate. But the good part was that, I was listening to classes on the Festival of the Holy Name. And that gave me a lot of inspiration. Like, although I was very desperate and very unhappy about the situation in my life. So, generally, I struggle to chant 16 rounds. But on that day, I remember I chanted 20 rounds. And I lost my attention after 20 rounds. But I felt, I don't remember how I felt, but I just felt as if after 16 rounds, I felt I could chant a little bit more. That's how I felt. So it was a very different.
You want to chant more?
Yes.
Inspired to chant more.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody share how they felt after chanting so attentively. I think that happens to everyone, so maybe we just doesn't know how to in that time express. So after chanting so all day, we feel so happy, we feel so energized, we feel really complete, even though we have to do so many stuff, but still we think everything is done. So peace of mind.
Yes, Mataji.
Even though your room is really messy, so that doesn't bother you.
I think that also the experiences like that inspire me to strive to be attentive in further sessions of chanting. Just knowing that in my limited amount of attention that I'm able to give and the limited amount of heart that I'm able to offer the Lord, if with this little taste that I'm getting and it's so beautiful, it just is inspiring to think that God, as time goes on and I become more attentive regularly, that the Lord is just so sweet. I mean, that alone is inspiring to get to the point where, to have more contact with Him, that, or realization that He's there when I'm chanting. I don't know. I think it's inspiring.
Yes, Mataji.
For me, Mataji, I remember when I chanted first time, I felt a kind of very calmness, which actually inspired me to chant further in my early days of chanting. That feeling was very different. I chanted only one round that day.
I've heard that in the beginning that it's almost like a honeymoon. Like Krishna gives himself so freely at the very beginning. But as time goes on, we have to work a little bit more. You know, we're doing a census, and so it's not, you know, like the honeymoon period is when we start committing offenses, it kind of like goes away, and we have to work more towards that, where we can have all these beautiful feelings as we're chanting.
Yes, Mataji. So Mataji, we'll end here. And there was one devotee recently who was sharing me that through chanting and hearing, we can actually experience spiritual emotions. And that's what we want and what we want to feel. It's not something else. We are all like lost. Like he was talking about me, and so he was telling that, you know, sometimes during the day, like I sometimes feel as if I'm completely lost. And he was telling me, but you know, if I make the attempt to chant attentively, like Krishna will reciprocate, and chanting and hearing have the potential to bring spiritual emotions, and that will make us so, like how Shanti Mataji was saying, like we'll feel so fulfilled in our relationship with Krishna, that whatever comes, it won't seem like a big hurdle or something that we struggle with so much. So everything becomes much easier if we just attentively try to hear and chant. And that's the price we have to pay. We have to give it some attention, some love when we hear and chant. That this is connected to Krishna. This is Krishna's holy name. This is about Krishna. This is Krishna's pastimes. So, like I feel very inspired by all of your association. And together I hope that we can go closer and closer to Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Very nice.
Okay,
Yeah, I
thanks.
think one other thing also, because of chanting, so we want to hear more about Krishna.
Yes, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. It's very nice. It was a very nice class. Thank you.
Thank you. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
Jai.